Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a great discovery with farming and also getting more loot. Now over here you can see I have written quite a bit of notes for this method, including explaining this method, how it works, what are the warnings, what are the sample of data, I did the Excel calculation, why does this give you more loot, and also I did the cost comparison of exchange shops, and also we have some replays. So in this video, this method will teach us how to get more secret rooms, how to get more loot in the chaos dungeons, and also how to save some time. So this new method has the potential to give us double loot from chaos dungeons, and let me explain what's happening. Now over here, I also have some data of those tested runs using this new method. And looking at those, every 3 minutes I can earn anywhere from 230 gold of value up to 600 gold of value with those method. So by my estimation, in about half hour, an hour time, so I can earn up to 3000 gold per hour using this method. And this can last for the first few hours of the chaos dungeon. So this method definitely have the highest chance of income. And in this video, I'll explain everything to you guys. So just over here, this is my run of doing the old method, takes me 6 minutes. This is the runs of doing the new method, takes me 3 minutes. And you can see the income of those runs is much greater. So every 3 minutes, I can make about 200 or maybe 600 gold of value. So coming over to the notes. If you do want those notes, those will be available for download. It will be down in the Google Docs below. So what is this method? So currently, what I have observed with veteran players on tier 3 is that players are actively skipping on the third room after the boss monster. So what I mean by that is, when you go to the chaos dungeon and you're farming the chaos dungeon, once you get the boss monster, there is only one in the chaos dungeon on the second room. Once you kill this monster, a portal will appear. And what I have noticed is, players have actually started to leave the party after killing the boss monster. Initially, I thought they disconnected, and then further thinking about this, I realized this is actually a very smart, very hidden method that some of the veteran players have started to do. And I tested this out multiple times with my account, and oh boy, we actually get a lot of loot doing this. So let me show you guys the numbers. So coming back to our notes, the method can work on tier 1, tier 2, and also tier 3. The higher tier you are, the higher rooms you are, the more loot you get. So what players are doing is they're skipping on the third room after killing the boss. And over here, I'll show you guys what I did. So basically after defeating the boss, you can choose to skip the room. You don't have to choose to continue. Your party will lose one player, but they can still pass the chaos dungeon. It won't take them too much time. But as for you, you can re-queue into another chaos dungeon. So what we're doing is we're focus farming on the boss monsters and also lots of elite monsters on the second room. We're not farming the third room because it takes too much time. Now by doing this method, we actually save about 2 to 3 minutes not clearing the third room. And by clearing the first 2 rooms, it takes about 3 minutes. Clearing the third room, it actually takes about 3 minutes as well because we have to wait a bit. So when we use this method, 2 of the skip runs for the chaos dungeon is actually equals to 1 of the non-skip runs. Now keep in mind guys, one thing I do want to warn you guys over here is that this method is not for the first 2 daily chaos entries. You want to clear those fully. This method is for after the 2 daily chaos dungeons when you have no more entries, when you're just farming the particular shards. So you're actually farming for the chaos exchange shards over here for those 2. But on top of that, you can also farm untradable chaos loots. So those are the loots you can farm. And those are the ones we get for more valuable. And how does this method give you more loot? Is that most of the valuable loot and the essential loot are dropped from the elite monsters and also boss monsters. And those will drop guardian stones, destructive stones, and also leap stones. We'll show you the data over here, what I did, and also what I looted from those items, and also from those runs. So there is also additional benefits for doing this. Now because using this method, we save time on killing more elite and also more boss monsters, we get more loot. And on top of that, we also get more chance of a hidden room. So on average, about every 10 rounds, we have a chance of getting a golden room, and every 20 rounds, we have a chance of getting a purple room. So what I mean by that is, if you come over here, you can see this is one of my rounds, and we actually found the purple room. What you can notice is the portal over here in the recording is that this portal is purple. So this method actually farms the hidden rooms as well. And in case you guys are wondering what's given in those boss, I'm sure you guys have fought those before. So at tier 3, you actually make close to 1,500 gold just by doing this. The reason being is the golden rooms will give you 1 of the homing materials, which at your tier level, tier 1 is Star's Breath, tier 2 for Moon's Breath, and tier 3 for the Solar Grace. Now, if you do farm one of those purple rooms, it will give you 10 times free of the homing materials. Those are not tradable, but those are massive value. Currently in my server, 10 of the solar grades for tier 3 sells for about 120 gold. So instantly, if you farm one of those rooms, you get 1200 gold worth of value, and you don't have to buy those if you farm like this. So coming over to a replay, basically once you enter the chaos dungeon, what's going to happen is you're going to start with room 1, right? So room 1 is pretty straightforward. You try to clear to 16%, the door will open. So for this one, you want to get in as quickly as you can. As for room 2, what most people started to do is, I'll show you guys over here. So most people actually look for the boss monster and also elite to kill in this room, because those are the only monsters that drops those rare materials, like the upgrade materials, which are untradable. And especially the boss monster have a really high chance of dropping a lot of those loots. So I'll show you guys the first round. The first round I decided to not skip. And just happens on this round someone was using this method. So notice after killing the boss, it drops a lot of those valuable loots, and just those loots alone is worth about 1 to 200 gold. Notice that someone have left the party because they're using this method. And this is, after a few times I start to wonder, why did they do this? So what I usually do is I just follow through the dungeon, the 3 of us clears the dungeon. It actually takes about another 2.5 minutes to clear this one, because plus the loading time plus the waiting time, we actually spend 2.5 minutes to clear the 3rd room. But what's more important is, if I run the chaos dungeon and if I come and kill the boss and then I skip, basically I leave the party. So basically here you can see me killing the boss. After killing the boss, you will get a ton of loots, including destructive stones, including, valuable loots, sometimes even leap stones. And by leaving the dungeon like this, you actually save yourself about 2 to 3 minutes. And this increases your loot dramatically. So let me just show you guys the final run I tested. So over here, we're killing the boss, and well, actually took a while because I missed my ultimate. So killing the boss, and basically, you want to kill this boss. This boss guarantees a lot of loot, and within 3 minutes, you can kill this boss once. And this boss also have a chance of dropping the lipstones. So notice over here, I got it on a lipstone, and this sells for 250 gold in my server. Now again, I do want to warn you guys, this method is not for the first 2 daily chaos runs. It is for after those 2 chaos runs. Now over here, I have included some of my sampling data, how long it took me for the no skip method, how long it took me for the skip method, and what loot I got it. And this is the starting loot of those items in my inventory. And I also made Excel to compare those numbers. So basically how many guardian stones I got with not skipping, with skipping. Notice that when you skip, you do get less materials. Well, because you killed less monsters on the 3rd room, right? But the less materials you get is actually still better, because 1 non-skip equals 2 skip. So if I spend 6 minutes on not skipping, I'll get about 400 gold worth of value in terms of items. But if I spend 3 minutes on 1 skip and 3 minutes on the 2nd skip, I get about 480 gold worth of value. And that's not it, there's even more. So when you skip a lot, you kill more boss monsters, and the boss monsters have a chance of dropping the honor lipstone, and this will greatly boost your value in terms of farming. So this method, this is how it doubles your loot. Now one thing I do want to clarify is that some of the viewers have been asking me, the loot you get over here, they are not tradable. So what do you mean by you can sell them for gold or farm those for gold? So what you do is, you get those loots, you use it for yourself, but those loots will help you to save the loots that are tradable. So the loots that are tradable, you get them from the 2 daily entries from the Chaos Dungeon and also the Chaos Raid. So by getting those loots means you'll replace the tradable ones that you might use, and you can sell the tradable ones. You can sell more tradable ones. Of course, you can keep all the loots, and this will still be a lot of value, estimated to be about 3000 gold of value at tier 3 per hour, and this can be for the first few hours. And just in case you guys are not sure what I mean by the Chaos Exchange, we do have a video guide on using this Excel calculator with the tier 3 calculation. For tier 1 and tier 2, you don't need a calculator because it doesn't change in cost. For tier 3, it will change in cost. So if you guys are not sure about this, you can put in the change of cost, you can put in market gold. It will tell you how much gold you make per hour by selling those items. So here we're not only talking about selling, we're also talking about the untradable ones. And this is how we can get close to 3000 gold per hour in terms of value. And finally, as you can see in the purple gate behind me here, I have found a play that I actually discovered the purple room this way as well. So basically, you do a lot of the chaos rounds. Each time you kill the boss, there is a chance of spawning the purple gate. And when you enter the purple gate, you'll go to a secret room. And the purple gate or the golden gate, those 2 secret rooms will give you additional loots. So people are farming for more loots and also farming for those secret rooms this way. And this doubles your speed, because instead of spending 6 minutes, you do 3 minutes per dungeon. And there's even more loots, right? Now before I finish, I do want to highlight a few things. So what do you lose when you skip the 3rd room? Well, one thing you do lose for skipping the 3rd room is you don't get the guaranteed silver income. I think they give about 2,000 to 3,500 for the silver income. So if you come over to this replay of a full clear testing, you can see that I got actually 3,800 silver. And I also got about 11,000 battle experience. So those are the things that you will lose if you do skip the room. Now personally, I don't think those are that valuable. I prefer to get additional gold, additional rooms, and also chances for a purple room, right? And also more loots. There is also a second consideration. If at the time of you finding a match, you can't find a match quickly enough, then this method isn't good, right? So what you can do is you can play the Chaos Dungeon solo. And this might be a little slower, but this could still work if you can't find a match. And what you can also do is you can play this method during the peak time. Remember guys, don't do this on your first 2 rounds. So first 2 rounds, do it fully. After that, you can consider finding times that there is always a match. And doing this for maybe half hour, an hour will get you a lot of loot. Now finally, I do have some tips on clearing those rooms. I'm sure most of you don't need this, but I thought I'd just write it out. How to clear the first room faster, and also save your awakening skills to clear more elite monsters, or save your awakening and also debuff on the boss to one-shot it. So, those are just some additional notes. I don't think I need to cover it too much, because this will save you maybe 10-15 seconds, but the best loot and the best way of saving is coming from skipping the 3rd room. And there's so much benefit in doing this, and also you find more hidden rooms this way. So if you guys are farming for tier 2, tier 3 chaos dungeons, and this can be a very big boost in terms of your currency income, in terms of your loots. Because if you look at the loots over here, after every 1 round, I get 2 rounds of those. I would actually prefer 2 rounds of those. And the loots you can see over here, there is a chance of getting additional loots from the Leapstone as well. Now if you guys haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do so, because we'll be getting a lot of guides, a lot of tips as I discover them, and I love the game. So I want to share as much as I can with you guys, and let's have a great time in Lost Ark as we explore this game and get the most out of it.